Welcome everybody, it's Kathy. Hope you're doing well. I want to share this card with you today. It's made using the Gentle Waves stamp set. This stamp set is in the current January to June catalog. It is retiring, so you might want to grab it while it's still available. But this is the card that I made. Super cute, really easy. I want to show you how we did this. So this is the stamp set. It's a background stamp set. I'm using the Stamparatus to create this. It makes it a lot easier with these big background stamps. So what I'm going to do is take these cardstock. I'm going to put it right in here. You can't really use the magnets with this because the stamp set really kind of covers the whole cardstock. I'm going to use Balmy Blue. I'm not sure if you can see this, so I'm going to kind of try to scoot it over a little bit, but I'm just applying the ink to the stamp. Make sure you get it pretty well covered. Okay. And then you're going to take this and you're just going to press down. I'm using my pressing tool here. My son made this for me with his 3D printer. I just love it. It makes it so easy to get even pressure. Okay, there we go. Now, you take this up. And I'm going to turn it this way because I want to stamp my greeting on here. Now I can kind of hold this down. And I'm going to pull out the greeting. This is from the In the Moment stamp set. And I'm looking for this. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is relax. I want to use that as the sentiment on the card front. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put this down here. So somewhere in this vicinity. Make sure we got it as straight as we can get it. I'm not sure, but okay, sorry about the head in the way. Then we'll pick up that stamp. And we're going to put our ink direct to the stamp. And pull it in. Press down. Okay, looks pretty good. And you see that's really faint. And the beauty about using the Stamparatus is you can stamp repeatedly in the exact same spot and make that darker and darker. So, which is what I'm going to do here. Stamp again. Looks pretty good. I think I'm going to go again. I want it to be real crisp. Okay. There you go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now, because I stamped this multiple times, it's going to be a little wetter than if you just did it once. So you don't want to touch it right away. Kind of want it to dry. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to close this up before I have a bad accident. Not that it's ever happened, right? So let's move this out of the way, because now I want to stamp a girl that came in that same stamp set. This girl right here. Okay, so here's the stamp. Got it on a block already, and a piece of cardstock. Again, I'm going to pull in the black ink. And get her good and inked up. Because I want to get a good crisp image. Okay. I think I'm just going to do it this way just because I'm going to die cut around this. I want to make sure I have enough room. Okay, so let's press that down good. There we go. I love that. Okay, now we're going to bring in the blends and we're going to color this with Stampin' Blends. Now, I used Balmy Blue for the water. And so I thought, well, what color goes good with, is going to look good with that? So I pulled in the Color Coach, which if you've not downloaded this yet, go to my blog. There's a free downloads page, and you can download. It's a Color Coach, and it has all the really good color combinations already determined for you. Of course, there are many others that you can come up with your own, but this gives you a good place to start. So I was looking at this, and I thought, you know what? Purple's one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to go with Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to color her dress with Gorgeous Grape. And so I'm going to use the blends. And we're going to color her in real quick. I like to start with my lighter colors. So I'm going to give this is Flor de Flamingo. I think, yes, light Flor de Flamingo. I'm going to start with a wine. We're going to give that a nice pink color there. Okay. Then we're going to go with her hair. This is like a dark, what is it? Daffodil Delight, the dark version. So I just kind of want to give that some color. Okay. And we're going to take, yeah, let's go ahead and do the dress and the hat. So we're going to do Highland Heather. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and color her in. And I'm going to come back after I've colored it in and go in and do some more detailed shading, kind of. I'm not going to worry about the belt because I'm going to come back and do that in a different color too. So, okay, so let's take the darker Highland Heather. I'm going to get a little bit of an accent. Stamp It Up always does a real good job of kind of telling you where some of the shading might be with the light. If you just follow their lines. Sometimes you might want to do a little extra just to give it a little more definition. And I want to come back, kind of help to soften that up a little bit. And give it another coat. There we go. Now I want to do her belt and I think the brim on the hat. I'm just going to do it in black. This is the light black. There we go. And then this railing, I pulled in soft suede, and this is the dark soft suede. So kind of color this in. I'm not going to worry about doing any kind of shading on it since I went with the darker color. And that's it. Actually, I think I want to do the skin tone. Let's see, let's pull in a nice light skin tone color. And we'll go ahead and do our arms. There, how's that? I think it's good enough. Now I want to die cut her out, so I'm going to use, get these out of my way. I'm using the layering diorama dies. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 of them to create my layers. So I'm going to use the smallest one, the white one, and this is the one I used. This way, yes. Yep, that's it. So So we're going to put that on here, and I'm going to pull in the mini cut and emboss machine. And we'll put our... Now I got to set it all up again, don't I? Yep, because I moved it. Okay. Now let's run that through. Oh wait, let's not. I moved it. I don't want to cut off my... And I'm going to do here. I'm going to take a piece of washi tape and just help that stay right where I want it to be. How's that? Okay, now let's put that through if I can get it to go. Okay, so. All right. There we go. Pull that off. That aside. And there's our girl all cut out. Now I was looking at this and I'm like, okay, now what color do I layer it on? Right, so I went back to the Color Coach. Okay, I used Balmy Blue and Gorgeous Grape, so let's do Mary Merlot. I would never think to use Mary Merlot with this card, but I thought, okay, that's what's recommended, so let's see what happens. So here's the Mary Merlot. I'm going to cut out the larger one with that. Hopefully I can fit it on this piece of cardstock, yes. Okay. Alright, so let's cut, again, let's take that down so I don't miss the mark there. Okay. Okay, so let's run that through and cut that. Alright, let's move this out of the way. Now we have our layers. Okay. This out of the way. Now we can go ahead and spin that around. Put this gal right on there. I'll pull in my Stampin' Seal. And we're going to put her down on this. So that actually looks pretty good. Like I said, the Mary Merlot, I would not have thought to use that color, but kind of like that. Now, this layer, we're going to cut this down. And let's see, I want to trim it down to 3 3/4 by 5. I know I want to cut off some of this edge because I don't want that white part showing. So 5. Can I get away with that? Yeah, I think that's fine. 5 that way. And then it's just a matter of what part you want more of. If I go 3 3/4 this way, is that too close to the bottom? Oh, not really. Just go ahead. Now I tend to hang on to these strips because you can do some really cool things when you have just little strips. So I keep them in a little jar in my craft space. Okay, so there's that. Now I want to take and do some distressing of the edges. So I'm taking my scissors and I am just going to kind of scrape it across the edges. See how it's kind of making it all frayed looking. You will end up with a lot of fuzzies floating around, so you might want to do this over a tray or something like that. Okay, I'm just going to go all the way around all 4 edges like that. Just distressing the edges. Give it a little curl, a little more interest. Okay, so there you go. That part's done. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mount this on, actually I'm going to double mount. I'm going to mount this on a piece of basic white. Yeah, I'll go do that. So we'll just put some adhesive on there. Okay, put that down there. Then we're going to mount this on a Mary Merlot card base. It's kind of bringing in that same, more of that Mary Merlot. Okay. And then we're going to bring our girl in, put her right here with some dimensionals, of course. Can't finish a card without dimensionals, right? So we're going to take those, put these on here. I'm going to put her down in this, try to get the table kind of straight-ish. There we go. Okay, now let's finish this off. Wink of Stella, gotta have a little Wink of Stella. I'm going to put it on the glass. Kind of make it give a little shimmer, right? A little stem too. Okay. And let's put some gems on there. This is the Elegant Faceted Gems. And I started to use these clear ones, but then I decided this other color kind of gives it a little more pop, actually. So, put a few of these on there. Let's stick one up here. And one more down here. And that's it. There you have it. Hope you enjoyed that card. That's just one way to use, let's bring this back in, one way to use the Gentle Waves stamp set. Again, this is retiring the end of the month. And then this was the In the Moment stamp set where we got our image and our greetings. So there you have it. I'll post the measurements and information on my blog so you can get more information about this project there. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks and have a great day.